video. Today we are recapping the road trip. I've been talking about it for a couple of months now, right? So you guys have known that it's been coming. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw some stories that I posted along the way. And I have a typed out notes document next to me that I was working on the whole trip to kind of keep track of what we did what day so that I could recap it to you. I thought about vlogging it, but there were 6 of us in a very small 5-person RV. It was just too much. I didn't want to shove a camera in people's faces. You never know if people are even going to want that, and it just gets a little weird. So we're settling for a ramble style video. It's kind of like the best of both worlds because I know you guys like rambles too, so hopefully you enjoy this and I'm not like letting you down by not having a vlog. Okay, so if you don't know, if you're like new to me or my channel or whatever, I went on a cross-country road trip with my family, and I was gone from May 20th to May 30th. So 10 days. Also, I know if you see my fingers are red, I have this like liquid blush and it opened improperly, and so it just stained my hands, so ignore that. But yeah, so we were gone for about 10 days. We were actually supposed to get back Monday, like Memorial Day, and it just took way too long, which we'll get into later, and I didn't get home until Tuesday evening. So let's recap, shall we? So we left Saturday around 8 a.m. Originally, I thought we were leaving at like, I don't know why I thought somebody said we were leaving at like 6 or something. And of course, I was not looking forward to that. I work evenings too, and I worked the night before. So, you know, I was preparing to get like 3 hours of sleep and just leave, but we actually ended up leaving at like 8. So that was great. I'll leave a little video clip of like a little tour of the RV. It was small, but you know, we made it work, and for what it was, I mean, it had a bathroom, it had a shower, toilet, a bed, 3 beds technically, 2 sinks, a stovetop, a fridge, a freezer. It's amazing how they design these vehicles to really like allow you to live on them even though they are so small. It's really cool. So our little RV, we named her Gertie, like Gertrude. Gertrude Tumbleweed. I don't know how Tumbleweed got in there, but for short, Gertie Tumbles was her name. And yeah, it you know what, it did the job. It wasn't perfect, no. Was it comfortable at all times? No. But we made it work. My body is covered in bruises like this, and that is from like walking around the RV when it's moving and you get like hit and jostled into things and you get knocked into things. I have bruises on my legs, my hip, my knee, like it looks like someone beats me, God forbid. But whatever, those will go away, it's fine. So yes, we left at 8 a.m. and our first stop was Ohio, and we went to a family friend's birthday party. It was an 80th birthday party, and they really wanted us to come, and it just happened to work out that it was during the road trip, so we went straight to Ohio. We were in Niles, Ohio. So it took us about like 6-ish hours to get there. We actually got to where the party was at like 3, and the party started at 5, so we kind of just chilled in the RV in the parking lot, but like got ready. It was a fancy party, so cocktail dress, had to fix the dress, the hair, the makeup. You know, we had been sitting in a car for 6 hours, so had to get ourselves ready. We also stopped once for gas, and we kind of took turns every time we stopped to get gas. We took turns like filling it up because it was pretty pricey, and those RVs go through gas like that just because they're so heavy, and you know, they just take a lot of gas. So yeah, we went to the party, and it was very random. We were like laughing. We're like, I'm at an 80-year-old person's birthday party in Ohio, like on a random Saturday. It was just funny. And I had both of my cameras with me. I had this one, my like vlog camera that I film with, and then I had my Canon DSLR camera. I bought both of those because they asked me. They knew I was coming. They know I have cameras. They know I used to do like photography and whatever. So they asked if I would kind of be like their photographer for the event. So I did that. So I have like 2 memory cards full of pictures that I need to send over to them, which I should probably do today. But anyway. So that was Saturday. So we were at the party until about like 9:15ish. It was a very sweet party. It was very cute. It was a surprise, and it was cute. So after that, we went to a local Walmart just to get like little groceries and a coffee maker and just like little things to have on the RV. And I bought wine, naturally, as I do, to have on the RV. And what else did I buy? I think we just bought like snacks and like stuff for breakfast and the coffee maker. So that was Saturday. That was a freaking long day. Sunday, we woke up in the same parking lot. No, we didn't. We reserved a spot in the parking lot of a hotel that a lot of the people at the party were staying at. So we reserved and paid for a spot, because you have to do that. You can't just park an RV anywhere, which I didn't know until this trip. And it was a rough night for me. I remember the first night was rough. I was freezing. I was so cold because the RV is off when you're sleeping, you know, and we didn't like sleep with the generator on or anything. So if it's cold outside, it's gonna be cold in there. So I was cold, and like I'm the type that if I'm cold and I'm like shaking cold, I can't sleep. I had 3 blankets on and a sweatshirt and a shirt, and I was just like dying. So it was a rough sleep for me, but whatever. We wake up, we have breakfast. My mom was kind enough to make us, she made eggs, hash browns, and bacon on our little stove. We brought like a griddle and put it on the stove and cooked that way. So that was really cute. It just took a long time, because when you cook on the RV, then you have to wash everything, put everything away, because as you're moving, you can't have things out because it's gonna fly everywhere while you're driving. So it just took a long time, but it was a very nice breakfast. And then we started driving to Cleveland, and we went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We were there for about like 3.5 hours, and we went because my stepdad is really big into like rock and roll and all that stuff, and so he was really excited about it. He was a little disappointed by it. It was okay. It just took a long time, and I guess like it didn't have his favorite bands really like on display. It was cool. I wouldn't say it was a waste of time. It was $35 a person. And we saw some cool things. I learned some things, but there were also a lot of people in there that I just had never heard of, so it just didn't mean as much to me. But it was cool. I liked the Elvis exhibit. I really liked, there was like a little Billy Joel section, and I like Billy Joel. And they had the actual paper that he wrote Moving Out on that song, the lyrics on the actual piece of paper, and they had that on display, and I love that stuff. There were like other artists that they had like receipts and hotel room bills, and on the back of them is when they wrote like this famous song. I love that stuff. I think that's so cool. So loved that. Then after we went through, the gift shop and did everything, and we went back to the RV, which was parked just like a couple blocks away, and we had stuff to make like sandwiches, like cold cuts and bread and stuff, so we did that. And then we started driving to Madison, Wisconsin. We just drove like straight. I don't think we did anything else that day, and we parked around 10 o'clock at night, so we just had like some snacks. We had a late dinner. What did we make? I don't remember. you what we did. So, Monday, the 22nd, we woke up. My mom made pancakes. She also grilled Spam, which I had never had before. It's always kind of freaked me out. But I was like, went on a road trip. Let me be adventurous. I don't think I'll rush to ever have it again, but I guess it wasn't bad. It's just that it's the fact that nobody really knows what it is that kind of freaks me out. But anyway, pancakes were good. So we stopped to get gas, and now it was my turn to drive this day. So I drove the RV. It was really fun. Not as hard as I thought it was going to be. It's just you definitely feel like it doesn't feel like you're driving a car. It feels like you're driving a boat almost, like it sways because it's so heavy that if you make even just a small move, you gotta make another move back until you eventually find the middle and go straight. But it was fun. I drove for four or 5 hours, something like that, and we drove to South Dakota, and it was like a straight shot there, like literally like a straight highway. The speed limit was like 80 miles per hour, so we were just going. And we drove to the Badlands. I didn't even know what this was. Guys, this was one of my favorite parts of the trip. It was so beautiful. It was like, it's just amazing to me that places like that and Manhattan exist on the same planet. It just blows my mind. So we took our time driving through there. We stopped at a certain part and got out just so we could like look at it. And then eventually we drove like another 20 more minutes and we got to our campsite. So we stayed 8 out of the 10 nights we stayed at a campsite, and the parks are called KOA campsites for their 4 RVs. So we got to this first one in South Dakota about 8 o'clock at night, which was cutting it a little close because I think the quiet hours start at like 9 or 9:30, but whatever. So we get there, you hook up the water, you dump the waste, you do all the RV things. Each little spot, like you had to reserve a parking spot within the camp. Every spot had like a grill. So we started a fire so that we could make food, and so it was actually really cool. We like grilled steaks, we had like egg noodles, had a couple beers. It was cool, and we had like an actual table to sit on so we didn't have to eat in the RV. So that was really cool. And then we used the campsites, like they had actual bathrooms and showers, and our RV did have a shower, but you had to take like a 2-minute shower. Like you couldn't enjoy, just because you have to conserve water. And for 6 people on there, you have to conserve water. So we were like quick showers. But this night we got to like enjoy. So I took like a longer shower, washed my hair, all the things, and then went to bed. And then the next morning, Tuesday, the campsite gave us these like little vouchers so that everybody could get 2 free pancakes, because they had a little like cafe section. So we all got 2 pancakes for free, and that's what we ate for breakfast. And again, just like made sure that all the water in the RV was like filled and everything was dumped and blah blah blah. So then we drove through the Badlands. You can go and actually like drive through the whole thing. I think it was $35 for just like collectively for the whole RV to go through, and it was so cool. We saw bison or buffalo, I don't know the difference, but we saw those. We saw prairie dogs. We got out and like walked a little bit on the dunes. It was like breathtaking. I really think the Badlands might have been like my favorite part. Then after that we drove to Mount Rushmore. I thought we were gonna get there and like be so far away from it, and that it was gonna be really tiny and you were gonna have to use like binoculars. No, we like walked in and it was right there. It was huge and it was really cool. Actually, I thought it was gonna be boring. I was just like, okay, let's go. It was really cool, and it was $10 for all of us for just like to park the RV. It's nothing. And then from there we went to the Crazy Horse statue, which, if you don't know where that is or what that is, Crazy Horse is a like well-known Native American figure. 25 years now, so they only have his face and the top part of his arm done, but you can see underneath like where the horse is gonna be, and I honestly don't think I'm gonna be alive when it's done. I don't think it's gonna be in my lifetime if the face only took 75 years. So, but it was really cool. I even got a rock from like the land, like, you know, when they chip away at it, the rocks like crumble and fall, so we all got to take a little piece. So I can say that I have a piece of the crazy horse statue. So I'm very, just now that I've seen it, I'm very interested to like keep up with the progress that they make. Then we drove 2 hours towards Wyoming, and we went to Devil's Tower. If you don't know what it is, just look it up. I had to look it up because I didn't know what it was, but we ended up, you can do like a whole hike around it, and I think it was just like 1.5 miles, I think, or maybe 2. But we did a little hike. It was a little cold. It was late at that point. I think it was like already 6 or 7 p.m. And it was kind of drizzling, so it was cold, but it was cool. And then we drove to Buffalo, Wyoming, and I think we stopped for fast food that night, which I was terrified because I didn't know. I tend to stay away from that stuff just because it hurts me. But I was like, let's just do it. I think we went to Wendy's, and I got chicken nuggets and french fries because I felt that that was safe, and I was fine, so whatever. And then we found a lot that we could legally park in. We had them like mapped out already in advance, and so we went to our little parking lot and parked. And it was kind of weird because we were like driving, and we felt that it was like a dirt road, but we couldn't see anything because everything out there is pitch black. So we were like, oh my god, we're parking in the middle of nowhere, we're gonna get killed. Like, we have no idea where we are, what we're doing. All we had were like coordinates to plug into Google Maps. However, the next morning we woke up and we were like, what? The view that we woke up to was crazy. It was like mountains in front of us, but then behind us there were like snow-capped mountains. It was stunning, and it was just funny that we thought that we parked in like a crap hole, and then woke up and we were like, wow. So that was really cool. We had to drive 1 hour back to civilization to like get gas and stuff. And we took like the scenic route. We stopped in the town of 10 Sleep in Wyoming. It's like a population of like 500 people. We passed a town with a population of like 60 people, which was wild. I was like, that's literally a family, but it's just wild. So it was really, really pretty there. We stopped for gas. And then we went towards Yellowstone, which was like 6 hours driving. And Yellowstone is it's in Wyoming, Montana, and I forget the other state, but it's in those 3 states, and there are basically, I think, like 5 roads that you can take that lead into it, and like different paths. Well, we didn't realize that 2 or 3 of them are closed currently because of all the mudslides, and they're doing construction to rebuild and repair the damage. So we kind of got stranded in there for a little bit, and you don't have service up there, and we were like using the GPS on our phones and stuff, so it was a little scary. And we drove for like 3 hours without getting out, just like trying to figure out where we were going. And we were like, oh crap, we need gas, because we don't want to get stranded up here and like have to call a park ranger. So we were in Montana for like an hour, and luckily we found a gas station. So we got there, we filled up, and then across the street there was a saloon. So naturally, you know me, I'm like, I want to go in there. And this wasn't like touristy, really. It was just like locals in there in a saloon in Montana. And so we go in, and my mom's like, I'm gonna buy everybody a shot. I was like, okay. It was like 5:30 p.m. I was like, alright, guess we're all taking a shot. So we were trying to figure out like what to take a shot of, and somebody, I forget who it was, somebody like in my group was like, we can ask for like a lemon drop shot. or he's not gonna know what that is. So I was like, if we're gonna do this right, we gotta take like a shot of whiskey or something. If you're in a saloon in Montana, that's just what you gotta do. So that's what we did. We all took a shot of Jameson. It's been a while since I've done that, you know, and it just like sits right here, and it like hurts a little bit, makes you all warm and toasty. So we did that, took a shot, paid, left, and I could tell people were like, who are these people? Like, you could clearly see that we weren't from there, but it was fun. That was one of my favorite stories of the whole trip. So yeah, we drove through Yellowstone. We drove from like 3:30 in the afternoon to like 11:40 at night. We got back to our campsite so late, and we stayed at another KOA campsite. It was in Cody, Wyoming. Sorry. Okay, so now it's Thursday. It's the next day. We left the campsite around 8:30 a.m. and we started driving towards Utah. We stopped at this cute little cafe called the Black Bear Cafe. This was still in Wyoming, and I got a breakfast taco. Girl, it was everything. It was so good. And someone in our group ordered a bison burger, and so I tried it. We all kind of tried a little bit just because I wanted to see. It does kind of taste like a burger, but it tastes a little different. It just has a different taste, but it wasn't bad. But I can say that I've now eaten bison. But this day was mostly a driving day just to get to our next destination, so we didn't do too much. But when we got to Utah, we stopped in Garden City. In Utah, there was a beautiful lake there, and we went and we took pictures and stuff. They had like a lookout point where you could stop and read little like factoids and whatever and take pictures. So I really wanted to stop in Salt Lake City, but we just didn't have time. But it's very like civilized there. Like it could be New York or Connecticut or whatever, but with snow-capped mountains in the background. The views are crazy. And so then we parked in another random field that night. But it was a nice one. Like, we never parked in any place where I felt unsafe or, you know, anything like that. We didn't have any bad experiences like that, thank God. And then we woke up Friday, the 26th, in that field. Some days, like I said, we would make breakfast on the RV, and then other times we would stop. So this day we stopped at a Love's. Love's is like a truck stop. It's like a chain, and that was like our favorite place to stop, just to, you know, use the bathrooms, freshen up, buy food or snacks or whatever. So we got little breakfast sandwiches. I got a burrito. I think it had egg, hash browns, sausage, I think, something like that. It was really good. This was the day that I actually posted a TikTok. It was like a day in the life on a cross-country road trip. If you don't follow me on TikTok, it's in the description if you're curious. But so we stopped for breakfast and sandwiches, and then a lot of times I would like get ready as we were driving, so I would change and put on a little bit of makeup and like SPF. I really didn't wear a lot of makeup on the trip, which was really nice. Only like 2 of the days I put eye makeup on. Kind of left my hair natural, which when I got home yesterday, I just couldn't be bothered, and so I washed it and I just let it dry. It looks okay, but it's not my favorite. You guys know I usually just straighten my hair, but anyway, that was a tangent. But we started driving towards Zion National Park, and it's really cool there. It's really big, and they have a shuttle that's free, and it takes you up the mountain, and there are like 8 different stops that you could get off at, and each stop has like 2 or 3 hikes, and it's all mapped out for you as far as like how long the hikes are, what the difficulty level is, and so it makes it really easy for you to choose like what you want to do. So we did 2 different hikes, so we hiked for like 2.5 hours or so. And it's really cool because when you're hiking in these mountains, not even just in Zion, but like in Yellowstone, all these places, you don't have service, which in the beginning I like hated it, of course, because we're not used to that. But then after a while you realize that you're forced to like look out the window and look at the views and not just be like in your phone texting your friends. And so it was kind of refreshing in a way. Still a little weird just because you're not used to it, but it's only for a couple hours at a time. We survived. And then we drove. This was my favorite night. Friday night we drove to a field in Utah. It was like a desert field, so it was sandy, and we had a whole piece of land to ourselves, and we started a fire. We got the grill going, we put out lawn chairs, and we just chilled and like had our own little bonfire party. Had a good amount of wine. We had pork chops and salad and like potatoes that night. My mom really outdid herself cooking on that RV. And the boys grilled. I shotgunned my first beer that night. I'm telling you, came back a new woman from this trip. And it was just fun. I think we were up until only like midnight. It wasn't that late, but it was really fun. It was a really, really good time. And yeah, it's all on my, that day is all on my TikTok if you're curious. So I finally went to bed. I woke up with a little bit of a wine headache, but it went away after just a few minutes. We stopped for food, for water, just to replenish some things. It's Saturday now, and we started driving towards the Grand Canyon. And we drove through, we didn't get to stop, but we drove through Vegas, so we got to see Vegas a little bit. And when we got to the Grand Canyon, we went to the Grand Canyon West Rim because we wanted to do, my stepdad really wanted to do the skywalk, and this whole road trip was my stepdad's birthday present. So if he wanted to do it, like that's what we were gonna do. So we went to the skywalk. It was expensive. It was like $78 a person because you had to pay for general admission to get in, but then you also had to pay for the skywalk, so you're paying for like two things. Basically, the skywalk is you go in and it's like a platform on top of the Grand Canyon, and the floor is glass, so you can see through. So it's like you're walking on the sky, on the clouds, looking down at the Grand Canyon. So if you don't like heights, that's not going to be for you. I thought it was cool, but I just think that the wait, we waited for like 2 hours, and it was pretty pricey. I probably would have rather gone to just another site in the Grand Canyon ourselves and like taken pictures and whatever. You aren't allowed to take your phone with you up there because, you know, liabilities. They don't want you to drop it, but they also want to take pictures for you and then make you buy the pictures, you know. So we took pictures like with their cameras. My mom ended up buying them because that's what she wanted to do. She wants to hang it up in the house, so more power to her. But it just took a really long time. And then we went off to the side and like took our own pictures off of the skywalk, but there was like a little like ledge. I have to post it on my Instagram, so you'll see it eventually, or I'll just post it here, whatever. We took pictures and it was very nice, and then we had to wait for the buses to come get us and bring us back to our RV. So now it's Saturday night, and we're like, is it Saturday night or Sunday night? Saturday night. We're like, oh crap, we need to be home in like 2.5 days. So basically we decided to take more time doing all those things that I mentioned just now, rather than only spend a little bit of time and then make more stops. Like we wanted to go to Nashville. I wanted to go to Nashville so bad, and I'm so sad that we didn't get to go. We like drove through it, and I like saw a little bit of it in the distance, but we couldn't stop because there was literally no time. And so from Saturday night to Tuesday, we drove. Saturday night though, we did stop, but Sunday, why am I getting my days confused? Saturday night and Sunday night we stopped. No, Sunday night we didn't stop because we were supposed to be home Monday. The RV needed to be returned Tuesday, but we were all planning on getting home Monday. We all had work on Tuesday. So Sunday we were like, we gotta haul ass, and we drove through the night. Everybody like took turns driving, but we drove through the night, and we actually didn't end up getting back to my mom's house until Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. The ETA just kept going up and up and up. At first it said we were gonna get there at 6 a.m. Then it said we were gonna get there at 1. Then it said we were gonna get there at 2. Then it became 3:30. Like, it just, with traffic and accidents, and it just took forever. And we just didn't account for it taking that long. And so Monday evening we all pretty much realized we're not gonna be home tomorrow. I'm sorry, not Monday. Wait, oh my god, I'm getting my days confused. I was supposed to be at work Tuesday, so Monday, yeah, it was Memorial Day. Monday afternoon, we were all like, yeah, we're not gonna get home. So I texted my boss and I was like, hey, I have to take another day. I'm not gonna be there. And my boss is cool. It wasn't a problem. One of my friends, who's one of our freelancers, covered for me. It was fine. But I walked into my apartment Tuesday at 6 p.m. like 5:45 p.m. I was exhausted. We drove through the night, like I said, so I think I only got like 3 hours of broken sleep the night before. It's Thursday now, I'm still recovering. Yesterday was my first day back at work, and I was so tired, and my boss straight up looked at me and she said, you look tired. I was like, thank you. I know. But it was all worth it. This is one of the best things I have ever done. I think, well, I will say, I don't think everybody could do it, and I don't mean that in like a arrogant way. Like, I just don't think that this trip is for everybody. If you're not into like being outdoorsy, if you're not cool with not taking a luxurious shower every day, if you're not about like eating a lot of random food on the go, you know, it's just not going to be for you. Sleeping in uncomfortable positions, it's not for everybody. But if you think it's something that you're like, maybe I want to do that, do it. The things that I saw, I'll probably never see again in my life, but I can say that I saw them. And just the views that I saw, I was like, dang, like, God really is a creative being for like making all that. It was just stunning. So in conclusion, one of the best things I have ever done in my life. It had its moments. 6 people living together for 10 days in a little RV. Although, honestly, we all got along really well. There was like one day where I was like ready to bash my head into a wall, but other than that, I was fine. And yeah, that's about it. I feel like there's so much more that I could say, but this video is already pretty long, and I have to go get my laundry out of the dryer. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this little recap. Thank you guys so much for watching.